Hello everybody, this is Frowny13 here. Welcome to another live stream. Yes, today it is time for another talk show. A little bit overdue, but we are here today doing a talk. Okay, maybe not overdue, but today is talk show day here on the Frowny13 YouTube channel, the only one and the best one that there is. Yes, so alright, so far there's absolutely nobody in the chat, which, to be fair, I haven't really hyped the stream up that much, but you know what? Yeah, actually it says free use a free cane frequency of 4 seconds or less. Well, oh my god, yeah, whatever. It says error. Stream status is poor, apparently. Alright, well, thanks YouTube for telling me things and yet not giving me... But it says it's giving me the stream health. Whatever. I don't care. Doesn't matter. I can end the live stream for YouTube, but I don't want to do that. All of those controls are within OBS. I don't really have to do much. I mean, okay, I have to use both things in tandem. I have to use YouTube for some things, and I'll also have to use OBS for some things. See, OBS is like OBS is providing the stream itself in the first place. YouTube is helping me out with getting my stream broadcasted to the world for everyone to see. Anyways, so, let's open up my topics file because, I'm not doing this live stream for no reason. I actually have some things that I have to talk about, which is the whole reason why I'm going to talk in the first place. So, I don't actually do that many talks anymore, and that's just because... Well, most of the time I don't have a reason to. See, the problem is, the reason why I don't do many live streams anymore is because nobody watches them. And while I like to do live streams and interact with, with people in the chat, no one watches them. So, everyone wants to watch Spec instead, which is fine, so. Hello, hey, it's Huts. Welcome to the show. Alright, so hey, we got one person watching the show, which is pretty cool. You're just in time for the beginning of this live stream where I'm talking, so, yeah, I would recommend watching or just running this live stream whilst playing a game or doing something. Let's do it like a podcast because, you have the still here, which I was gonna update, but I can't even be bothered. I'm just gonna just use this static picture until I can get it, until I can be bothered to make a thing. I say get around to it. Yeah, I'm just too lazy to change this thing. So I'm just using this. I can't even be bothered to set up my webcam, honestly. My webcam it's such a disaster. I'm not even going to, I'm not going to bother with my webcam because, whatever, I don't care. I always have this still. So, with that in mind, I have stuff to talk about. So, yeah, so I've got various topics. There's lots of things I need to talk about, so let's just get right into it. So, first thing I want to talk about is what is going on, and not just what's going on in this live stream. I'm talking about just what's going on in general, because I haven't really said much, and to be honest, I haven't really needed to, but I felt like for a while I've needed to come on to something and just talk about it. And I guess another thing that's worth mentioning, I promise you this talk show will be nowhere near as long as the last one. The last talk show I wound up rambling on for a whole 3 hours and a half. This live stream is just going to be about an hour long. I promise I'm not going to keep you guys here for very long. Just long enough for me to say everything I need to say. Maybe it won't even be an hour long. Depends on how long I have to talk about all my stuff, but we'll see. So, what's going on? Well, this is going to be split up into two different things. I've got a life update, what's going on in my life, and what's also going on with my YouTube channel. So, I guess it's now time for me to sort of talk about what's going on behind the scenes. This is essentially going to be like an update to what's going on with my current YouTube projects at this very moment. So, first thing I should mention is the NRL season. What's going on with that? Well, everything is on schedule for the moment, or for now. Let's hope it stays that way. And if you watched race number 20 of the Skills Cup Series season, you know it says season is returning on June 7th, and that's true. The series is taking a month-long break and will be returning on June 7th. Um, but I've had a few breaks in my NRL season over the time that I've been doing it. But I promise you, when the series comes back, hopefully on June 7th, there'll be no more breaks, and I'll have weekly races all the way until the season's conclusion, which will likely be, funny enough, Christmas Eve, December 2021. And I didn't really plan on that, but it just happens to fall. But I don't want the series to go beyond 2021 because, I could really call this the 2020-21 season. I really don't want this to become the 2020-21-22 season. Like, at that point, that's just overkill. Like, the series has already been going on for over a year, and I don't want it to go on for multiple years. Because I feel like multiple years. Okay, it's already going for 2 years. I don't want it to go on for a third year. That's just... I don't even think that there is a single racing series in the world that goes on for more than 2 seasons, or 2 years. Like, it starts 1 year, then it ends the next year, but it doesn't go beyond that, because that would just be ridiculous. So, behind the scenes of the series, I have actually been recording a lot of races because, my initial plan was to record all the races for the rest of the season and then just upload them on YouTube, and that's still technically going to happen, but then, I had a bit more race to, or I had, what am I trying to say here? So, the races, I couldn't quite get the races done for the whole season done before what my plan, this is so badly explained, what my plan was to not edit any videos related to the series for a while. This way I could just focus exclusively on just recording races. Not editing them, not making thumbnails, just purely recording the races to be edited and uploaded and stuff. And so I've been doing that since early April or mid-April. And my initial plan was to just record all the races until the end of the season. Now, that's not going to happen, but then I could at least think that I could at least record all the races for the regular season. I was on track to do that until some setbacks happened, which I'll talk about in a little bit after this. But I had some setbacks, so now, unfortunately, I'm not, well, I say unfortunately, it doesn't really make too much difference, but I'm not even going to be able to record all the races before the regular season, so I'm just going to have to just record as many races as I can before I absolutely have to edit some videos, so this way I can, meet my June 7th return date and have all the races continue going until the end of the season. I could postpone the June 7th date, but the problem is then the series is gonna wind up going into 2022, and I really don't want that to happen. I want the series to stay in 2021 and not go beyond this year. Yeah, I'm just taking a sip of water here. Nice, clean, pure water. Very refreshing. So, with that in mind, this is actually the last week that as I'm doing this live stream, the last week that I'm actually going to be recording races. Next week, I'm actually going to be back to editing races and stuff, and, essentially my plan is to edit races. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to do this, but my plan is to record, or upload or get all the races ready to go for the month of June. Either just June or June and July. And then once I have enough races that are already scheduled to go up, then I can use that time to record all the races for the rest of the season. And then once I have all the races recorded for the season, I'll edit them and upload them all until the job is done and the last race of the season is up on YouTube along with all the other ones scheduled up and ready to go as planned. So as of right now, I'm gonna get up a Google Docs, or a spreadsheet, because I have my whole schedule planned out on a spreadsheet. Yeah, I should mention, if there's any misconceptions, I just don't plan the race by race. I don't just go as I go. I have a whole entire schedule from start to finish of all the races at all the tracks, all the dates, everything planned out is on this one spreadsheet, which is thank goodness for that, because without this spreadsheet, I don't know what I would do. So as far as I've gotten to yesterday, I actually recorded races, or the race up to race number 13, which I'm not gonna say which race it was because it was sports, but I'm just gonna say it was a truck series race. So I guess as far as which series I'm or what series I'm up to. So at this very moment, like as I'm doing this, I'm up to Frowny13 IROC series race number 3, Siemens Nash series race number 24, Skills Cup series race number 32, and Truck series race number 16. And I gotta I actually confused myself for some strange reason. I thought I only got the Skills Cup series race number 28. I don't know where my brain got that idea but no, I'm actually up to Skittles Cup series race number 32. So there's that. So that's the race I'm up to. Whereas on my channel, I'm only up to race number 20 for the Skills Cup series. I'm up to race number 14 of the Siemens Nash series. So essentially, since then I've recorded 12 Cup Series races, 10 Siemens Nash races, and a good load of Truck Series races. I can't count, and of course only one for the IROC Series race, but that's not really a bad thing because I only have 4 IROC Series races planned, and they're spread out throughout the whole season. So race number 3 is going to be a thing, and then race number 4 is going to be near the end of the season. So there you go. So that's how far I am up to now. And now for this week, I'm planning on, if I can sort this out, I'm planning on getting up to, so there's actually going to be no Truck Series races after the one I just recorded, so I'm going to be up to race number 27 of the Siemens Nash Series, number 37 of the Skittles Cup Series season. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to get to the end of the regular season now, but I will at least get close, and you know what? I'm okay with that. Also, I'm gonna check something. Is this working? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just decided to do an auto check just to make sure. So that's where I'm up. That's where I'm at with the NRL season and stuff. But for the most part, progress is actually going pretty good. I'm planning on being done with this project as a whole by the end of June. Like by then, I'm planning on having all the races up and ready to go, all the things done. You know, all the jizz, jazz, all that. Everything done. I'm going to be completely finished with this project as a whole in its entirety by the end of June. That is my plan. Whether I'll actually make that day yet, I'm not 100% sure, but I am at least 70% sure that I will make it. Just providing that there aren't any more setbacks. So, there you go. And another thing, you may be wondering, what about Bill and Ted Season 4, you ask? Well, nothing, actually. Nothing's been done on Bill and Ted Season 4. Since the last update. But then again, my whole plan this whole time has been to start work on Bill and Ted Season 4 as soon as the NRL season is finished. So if you're asking when am I gonna start work on Bill and Ted Season 4, the answer to that is when I finish the NRL season, and like I said, I am planning on having that done by the end of June, so long as there aren't any more setbacks. But I should say, not much has been done on Bill and Ted Season 4 at all. No lines have been recorded yet. No clips have been recorded. No films have been recorded yet. Not much of Season 4 exists yet. The only part of Bill and Ted Season 4 that's been completed are the scripts for all 10 shorts. And even those were done a couple years ago. So, I mean, Bill and Ted's just been sitting around waiting for me to finish up with my NRL season things. And this whole NRL season has become such a much bigger project than I could have ever imagined. Which is the reason why I'm not doing another season. This once my NRL season is done, I'm not doing another one ever again. All right. Like after that, my NRL things, my NASCAR race 2003 season stuff, it's gonna be over with after the season is complete. Now, that is to say, it might not be over with forever. I do have a much smaller idea planned for my NRL things or my NRL 2003 offline league things planned out once the NRL season is complete. I'm not sure on that, but I'll come up with more details next year. But that's way into the future, you know. Before I even think about what I'm going to do next, though, I need to really concentrate on what I'm doing right now, because what I'm doing right now is honestly more important than what's to come in the future. So if you're wondering where Build to Season 4 is, that's your answer. It's not coming until I complete the... I say that July is when I'm officially starting production on the Build to season. I'm not even sure when the Build Dead season will even start premiering. Could be August, September, October. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I can at least say I absolutely plan to do Build Test Season 4 some point this year. I'm not going to wait until 2022 to do Build Test Season 4. I will do it at some point in this year, 2021. That I can tell you. And even then, I'm honestly not 100% sure on that, but I'm going to try my darn best to do it. So, now you may have noticed I've been talking about things like setbacks. So, now I've talked about an update as far as what's going on with YouTube. Now I'm going to talk about what's going on in my life. Because what's been happening in my life is mostly pretty boring, but there are some things that I really need to talk about. So we're gonna I'm gonna just really talk about what is going on right now and what has been going on recently. So this isn't something that I've been said. I don't think I've talked about this much on this channel at all. Maybe I did back in my talk show that I did back in January, but even though that's been outdated now, so here's a much fresher update. So right now I am currently part of a vocational program, and this is essentially a program that's going to help me. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Okay, well I guess Huts has tuned out. No. I'm sorry if this is boring, but whatever. I don't care. No one needs to watch this. So, anyways, I am currently part of this vocational program, right? And this is a program that is supposed to, essentially, it's a vocational program for people with disabilities. It's a program that is supposed to help people with disabilities find a job. And I'm just gonna say I have been a part of this program since November of last year. And so far it really hasn't gone anywhere. It's just been approval process after approval process after Zoom call after Zoom call after approval process after Zoom call, and I even had an appointment with a doctor who I saw once for the thing and I will probably never see again. So yeah, I had a meeting with a doctor that I'll see once and never again. It's just like it's just like, so you never again. I'm okay. No, that's not working. So yeah, I had that going on. Right. So now I guess where I am with this vocational program now is that I'm getting there. All right, I'm in contact with someone who's actually gonna help me out with scouting for a job. So, I'm not sure if this is true or not, I'm not sure about this at all. But I could be in a job as soon as early June. And I'm not sure what exactly when, but we'll see. And my job in question is it could be multiple things. My first idea of a job is like an automotive related job because I want to be a race car driver in the future and own a race team, but again, that's for the future. But as for now, I want to get some experience with working with cars because in case you didn't know, I'm a car guy. I love cars, especially cool cars like Corvettes, Porsche, all that. I love it all. I'm a big car guy. I love anything car related that is cool, pretty much. I mean, I'm not really that much of a fan of boring cars, but I do plan on getting. Well, I say plan. I am thinking about getting a job on the automotive side. So that means and it's gonna be a pretty basic job though. Like it's probably like changing the oil or replacing something or something very basic, something that the regular idiot can get right into. That's me, pretty much. But something that someone can get right into without any preparation at all. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a job that requires little to no training. I don't want to go to college or go to some training camp or whatever. And I don't want any of that rubbish. I just want to just go straight to work first day, make some money. Um, I don't mind on the job training though. I will accept on the job training if that's a thing. But I want to be on the job field right away and make some money right off the bat. And I'm also planning on getting a part-time job. And one thing I should say is absolute. I'm gonna make sure I get a part-time job because I don't really want to get a full-time job because it might be a little bit too rigorous and stuff. And I still want time to do other things. I'm also gonna get a job that's exclusively on weekdays. I'm gonna avoid a weekend job. So it's gonna be a weekend. It's gonna be a weekday part-time job. Like I'm thinking about, think about 4 or 5 hours a day, something like that, or 20 or so hours a week, or 18 hours a week. That's all I want really. I really don't want anything more than that because I feel like anything above that is just overkill, and I'm not ready to go. Well, in fact, I never really want to be on the full-time job field. And I should say the reason behind that is because the thing is, when my job happens, it's gonna be pretty soon. Is that I want to have this job, whilst also having enough time to keep working on my YouTube stuff. So just build to season 4. That's the big one. I'm gonna make sure that I can have a job, make some money from the job, whilst also having enough time to do my fun stuff. So build to season 4. During the week and on the weekends, go to races like Seekong Speedway or Thompson or whatever. Have enough time on the weekends to do fun stuff. And since I've been making money, I might even afford to do some stuff that I haven't really done before. You may think, well, Frowny, are you going to buy a race car? And, well, I'd love to, but that's going to come next year. But for this year, it's going to be nice to have some cash. So that's where I'm at with that. And as for a secondary job, I'm also planning getting a job on the rail, or I say I'm also planning. I'm also thinking about getting a job on the railroad, something with Amtrak or MBTA, something passenger related. I'm not really gonna be well. I might work on the freight railroad if a good job in that field shows up, but I'm gonna stick to passenger, either Amtrak or MBTA. I think would be the perfect fit for me. Unfortunately, the train driver, as much as I would love to be I say I'd love to be a train driver. I like playing trains and Train Simulator, but to be honest, I don't really want to be a train driver in real life. And I did back in the day. My dream job was to drive the Acela Express. And thing is, as cool as that would be to do a few times, the reason why I don't really want to be a train driver is because I hate repetition so much. Like, if I were to be a train driver, I would be traveling on the same route all the time, same objectives, same everything, and the thing is, as cool as it would be to do at first, once I get into the rhythm of it, would just get boring. Just so boring. Whereas, being a race car driver, the reason why I want to be a race car driver so badly is because the good thing, when you're a race car driver, there's always a challenge. Unless, of course, your name is Lewis Hamilton, but it's always a challenge. Every single time you jump into a race car, get out of the race, it's a different field every time. Every single time. There's always something different to do. Even if you're always winning races, it's still a challenge to do that so many times over. And that's the thing. Winning races is challenging. Driving trains, it's challenging at first, but once you know how to do it, it's not a challenge at all. It's just like muscle memory. And well, I say muscle memory. It's just, I don't know. I don't really fancy that. Whereas with racing, I fancy that. And plus, when you win, you get famous. And when you get famous, you get rich. And when you get rich, well, it's fame 101 or something. I don't know, but you get the point. So, but for now, I do at least want to get a short-term job. Well, I say want. I'm thinking about getting a short-term job on the railroad, either like a ticket officer, or a conductor, or something. Maybe the announcer. That's automated, so not really. But you know what I mean. But yeah, so that's where I am with that. And even if train driver pays a lot, it's just not challenging. Like, I want to get good pay, but I also want to be challenged. thing is, I'm a person that likes to be challenged. I guess nothing worth mentioning. I don't like doing the same thing a bunch of times over, and it's just not challenging at all. I want to be challenged, but that being said, I also want something that's impossible. Like there's a difference between something that is challenging and impossible, or just beyond my skill level. I don't want anything that's challenging, but is also beyond my skill level. I want the right amount of challenge so I can learn, and you know what I mean, learn and grow. So that's where I am with that. And the thing is, though, with this short-term job, I'm not gonna look for anything that's too challenging. Just something that I can make some money, essentially. And I do have a bit of a future plan after that, but I'm not gonna talk about it in this live stream because I feel like it's a little bit too soon to talk about it. But I'll tell you what. I'll shed more details on it later in the year. So let's go on with the vocation. That went on for way longer than I should have. Next thing I wanted to talk about is what else is happening. First thing I should mention, I plan to get a driver's license very soon. I finally decided, or finally could, get an appointment at the Rhode Island DMV because thanks to China, thanks to this China virus thing, it's made things so much more difficult to do things. And think about the problem is with the Rhode Island DMV, they only have reservations. You can't just walk in and do things. You have to make a reservation and go on the date and the time that you select. Now that's been a bit of a challenge for quite a while because it seems like every time I go to make a reservation, the slots are always filled up. It was only recently that there was an open slot for the first few days in June. Like I think I got a date for June 1st at a certain time. Yeah, so I've got that going on. And now I'm not really too sure what is gonna happen with that. I guess one thing though I should mention in case you don't know, in the state of Rhode Island, there isn't actually much to getting a driver's license. Like if you're 16 or 17, you have to take a road test and get a certain amount of hours of driving time on the road. But if you're over 18, if you're an adult like me, I'm 19. All you have to do is take and pass a computerized test, and that's it. You get your license. Bob's your uncle. It's literally that simple. Like, yeah, that must be the reason why drivers are so bad in the state of Rhode Island, because it's so easy. If you're over 18, it's so easy to get a driver's license. Yeah, it's literally take and pass a computerized test. That's it. That's all you have to do to get a driver's license. And the test itself, it's just common sense. It's probably just common sense, like stop sign. You have to stop here. The sign means this. Green means go. Red means stop. And stuff that even the most dumb person should know. So, also fun fact, maybe that's the reason why drivers are so bad, because fun fact, there was a survey of which state has the worst drivers in the country, and it goes to Rhode Island. Funny enough. Yeah, Rhode Island has the worst drivers in the United States, which, to be honest, isn't really a surprise to me, to be honest. I mean, if you've been on the road in the state of Rhode Island, or you live in Rhode Island, I think you might know what I'm talking about. The drivers here are truly amazingly awful. It's honestly amazing to me how bad people are. No wonder there's so many accidents. No wonder so many people die a year just from road accidents. Even if you're a good driver, you have to watch out and beware of the bad drivers. So, but don't worry, your boy Frowny Bob is going to be a good driver. He's going to get involved in no accidents, or at least no accidents that were a fault of his own, I hope. But yeah. So, and my dad and my family members as well have offered up some money to buy me my first car, but I guess it's worth mentioning. While they're gonna help me buy the car, I'm of course gonna be the one who's gonna have to pay for insurance, which is fine. Um, to be completely honest, I get it. At this point, I should really support myself with my own money. So, I totally get that I'm gonna have to pay to service my own car and get gas. And honestly, it's probably better off that I'm the one paying for that stuff anyway, because it'll be good experience. Because I'm gonna start out with a El Cheapo car, and eventually once I learn how to manage that, I can then upgrade to a cool car. Yes. But it'll be a good experience, and honestly, I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready. So this stuff it scares people off, but me, I want it. Give it to me. I want a car. I want to manage it myself. Because I feel like I'm better off as my own boss, sort of, anyways, with my own managing stuff. You know what I mean. So there's that. And I guess I'm gonna mention some other things, some other small things, not as things that aren't as big of a deal, but it's still worth mentioning. First of all, this seems a bit minor, but my fan, and by fan I mean the blowing fan, the kind that blows air, not my subscribers, you know what I mean. The one that I had before, it broke, and by broke I mean what happened is that it started making these horrible squeaking noises. So I couldn't sleep. See, the thing is, I think I've talked about it in a previous live stream, but I'm going to talk about this here, is I hate silence. I can't sleep with silence. Like, I can sleep if there's a bit of noise, but if it's like complete, total, utter silence, I can't sleep. Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's just my body is just so used to sleeping with some noise, but I just can't sleep with that sound. I don't know why, but my body just doesn't like it. So, in front of my mommy, bought me it was a box fan, just a cheap box fan, $17 you can buy from Walmart. It was by what was it called? Hang on, Lasco was one of those ones. A Lasco box fan. It was a cheap fan, $15, but it was a good fan for 2 years. Yeah, it ran well for 2 years, and initially it was only we bought the fan in the summertime because this was like in the summer of 2019 and it was really hot like it always is during summertime. It just gets I can't believe how hot it gets in the summertime, but so we bought that fan a couple years ago back in the summertime, and initially it was only supposed to be a summer thing, to blow all the hot air out of the room and keep me a little bit cool. But it eventually just became just my normal fan that I just have spinning here just because it provides a little bit of noise, something to listen to whilst I do my stuff. So, and it's there while I sleep as well, so it's like it provides a nice soothing noise I can listen to while I sleep. And that fan, it actually served me pretty well for 2 years. But then, about a couple weeks ago, it started making noises, and it wasn't the soothing noise anymore. It was like there was this I don't know how you call it, this noise just banging this stuff. It was making those noises and stuff, and I couldn't sleep. So I then tried to go fix the fan, and the problem only got worse. Then it made these horrible squeaky noises. So then I really couldn't sleep. And I tried for a little while to... I might as well just tell the whole story. I tried for a bit to remove the squeaky noises, but I couldn't for a while. So, essentially the fan was just broken, and it wasn't working. So I went to my mom, and this has become story time with Frowny13 now. So I went to mom and asked her to get me a new fan, and she said, well, we don't quite have the money, so I was like, okay then. So I decided to turn to other methods of making a fan noise because I had some other things that I could use, you know? One of the things that I tried out at first was an Amazon Bluetooth speaker. An Alexa Bluetooth, an Alexa speaker. You know those Alexa things? Amazon Alexa. It was a speaker that I actually got a couple years ago. And it had been sitting here doing absolutely nothing. So I decided to put it to use because it could act as like a Bluetooth speaker. Right? So then I could link up my phone with the speaker via Bluetooth. Eventually I got it after a long time of just messing around with it, trying to get it to work. That story sounds a bit boring, so I'm going to speed up a little bit. So I got the Amazon Alexa thing to work, except then there was another problem. The Amazon Alexa has a bad battery life, and so does my phone, so I could only have one plugged into the charger at a time. Right? So it was just a nightmare for a while. I tried to get my Amazon Alexa to make like a noise. I couldn't. And just gave up after a while. So that didn't work. So I then decided to just use my phone as like a fan speaker, but that didn't really work out either. I also had another like Chinese Bluetooth speaker, which I used a little bit, but that didn't really work either. It just gets worse. Then I thought, here's nothing I can try. I can have my Amazon speaker run off of Bluetooth through my computer. So what I did is trying to link up my Amazon Alexa speaker through my computer via Bluetooth. And then I learned something very interesting that I had no idea about up to this point about my computer. My computer, despite being made in 2018, has no Bluetooth. Yeah, go figure. You can't link up a device through Bluetooth with my computer because my computer has no built-in Bluetooth connection. And I was like, are you serious? This is a high-tech computer. It's only a few years old, and no one bothered to install Bluetooth. Are you kidding me? Just about everything has Bluetooth these days. And here's my computer that is only a few years old, no Bluetooth. And this isn't really a big deal, because I didn't really need a Bluetooth connection up until this point. And I had my computer for a few years. I didn't even know. I had no clue that I didn't have any Bluetooth connection. But I was like astounded. Are you kidding me? A high-tech gaming computer that is only a few years old has no Bluetooth. Are you serious? So at that point, it was just worst case scenario. I had an Amazon Alexa which had a very bad battery life. It couldn't probably connect to the phone for a while. It couldn't provide my fan noise. My computer couldn't provide a fan. It couldn't provide a Bluetooth connection for my thing. Nothing worked. So, despite the fact that everything could work, nothing would, and I had absolutely no way at all of having an artificial fan noise thingamajig. The best thing I had was my phone speaker, and that was it. Which is fine for watching YouTube videos and doing stuff, but for a fan noise, like an ASMR, it's not that good. So it was this worst case scenario. All these things that could have linked up to each other so easily just became impossible. So I decided I was going to try to fix the fan again. Try to get rid of the horrible squeaky noise. So I did some research and learned of ways I could lubricate the fan. I didn't really have many ways to lubricate it though, so what I decided to do was pour some water onto it. And you know what? For a little bit, it actually worked. I was able to eliminate the squeaky noise and then just go to sleep. Well, okay, try to go to sleep. It worked for a bit, and then the squeaky noise came back. So, yeah. So it then came to a point that the only way that was going to get back my ASMR was to just buy a new fan. There was literally nothing else I could do. And I was actually a bit nervous at first, but I decided to just go up and ask my dad, can we get me a new fan? He was like, yeah. My daddy didn't even hesitate. I Friday night when I went over to my dad's house, I asked him for a new fan, and then the very next day we went to Walmart and got a new fan, a box fan that was just like the one I had before. So, yeah. It was a sense of relief. Although, you want to know the funny thing? The new fan, oh, it doesn't end there. My new fan came broken out of the box. And this was so embarrassing because at least my other fan was making noises, but that came after 2 years of otherwise perfect use. This new fan came broken right out of the box. It's like, I understand that's a cheap $17 fan, but would it really take that much time to just test it? Because if they tested that fan at the factory, it wouldn't have come like this. So I don't know if maybe got damaged during shipping or something or what, but essentially what was going on is that when I turned the fan on, one of the things spun. It got caught on some of the other intricate things, and it was making this noise when it was doing things. So what I did was essentially remove some of these things. And I had to decide to get a kitchen knife and cut the things out of the way. And once I got that perfected, it works. And you may hear it in the background. I have my fan turned on running right now. This is the new one that I got a couple weeks ago now. It's working perfectly fine. Doesn't make a sound, apart from the sound that it's supposed to make, which is the soothing sound that I need. So, yeah. So, that was by the way, this happened during the week when I came out with my announcement that I'm going to have to postpone things for a week. And yeah, so, that whole fan fiasco, I hate it. It was so annoying. And while it did come to a happy ending, and of course it wasn't all perfect because due to that I lost a whole week of production. Yeah, a whole week that I was supposed to be doing things. I instead just did nothing for the whole day because I had no sleep, I had no energy, I had no willingness to do anything. So I just sat around all day and just did nothing but watch videos and just entertain myself. It's I don't know. I couldn't, dude. It was So yeah, I lost a week of production. So that was nice. Okay, this actually might be going for more than an hour because I have some other things that I want to talk about, but actually won't take that long, but I'm almost done with this story anyway. Well, that's it for the fan story, so yeah. Another setback though happened just last week, which came right after I did the Roblox live stream that I did last week. So what happened is about a week ago, the day that I put in the appointment to go to Rhode Island DMV, that same day, we also went to the Santander Bank to close a bank account that I formed with them. So I guess I can explain. So late last year, we went to a different bank, Citizens Bank, to open up a new bank account, which would be my own bank account. But earlier that year, we'd also, me and my mom went to Santander to open up a bank with them. So since I had a new bank account with Citizens Bank, we were planning on we were gonna close up the bank account with that I had with Santander because, the thing is the bank account with Santander, it was a redundant bank account. It wasn't being used, so I figured why not just close it. So we went. We just went to Santander and we closed my bank account that I had with them, and that was it for that for a little while. We had my bank account closed with Santander, and because I had a new bank account with Citizens Bank that I actually have things for. My credit card. I have a thing that I can manage. I can spend some money. I've actually got I had $20 initially in that bank account, but then I actually dropped $1 to get Train Split 2021 because it was the Hub Bundle thing. I got that. Speaking of which, I'll be streaming that on Thursday night, so you better tune in for that. But yeah, I spent $1 because I figured, why not? It's only $1. I still have $19 in my bank account, and yeah, nothing really came with that apart from me being able to get the Train Smarter things, which I will be talking about soon, but not today. But yeah. So I still have $19 in the bank account. I hope that though. I do hope though that once I start out my job, then we can put in some more money to that bank account. I can start spending it on things that I want and get my life straightened out. And I'll see you guys. Yes. A week after that, though, after the Roblox happened, my mom came in, and this is where things started to go downhill a bit because, oh my goodness. So what happened is that she got all upset with me, all cranky with me, all because we closed that bank account. That bank account that I had with Santander, she got all upset because we closed that bank account. And I couldn't understand why. First of all, I couldn't understand why she was so upset. Because that bank account that was Santander was doing nothing. It served absolutely no purpose. It just existed. Alright? It was there serving no purpose. So I thought that there was absolutely no harm in shutting that bank account down. Because it was just there for absolutely no reason. According to Mommy, though, apparently it was a lot more important. Because apparently someone made a money transfer to that account, which I had no access to. So apparently that was the money that we need for food and stuff. It was like, what? What are you talking about? It's like, I'm still baffled by that even now. Because it's like, what? Why is she so mad about that? As far as I know, that bank account was serving no purpose, but according to Mommy, it was being used for something that I had no idea about. It's like, what? And then she gets all dramatic. I get this. She threatens to kick me out of the house. Like, are you serious? You're gonna kick me out of your house for something that I had no idea about? Because here's the thing, she accused me of shutting down that bank account when really I went with my dad. It was my dad's idea to shut down that bank account, and at that time I thought it was a good idea because, like I said, I thought that bank account was serving no purpose. So if that bank account was closed, then no harm done. Oh, who cares? The world keeps spinning around. But no, in Mommy's world, no, everything's a disaster now. We gotta. Oh. It was like, what in the world? But the part that really annoyed me was the part that really had me going to a spin was when she threatened to kick me out of the house. Like, she makes up all these scenarios of how I backstabbed her, how I'm trying to ruin her life, which is completely false. I have done everything in my power to not ruin her life and keep it intact, keep everything going around like nothing ever happened. And yet she comes and get upset at me for something that, first of all, something that wasn't even my idea, and secondly, something I didn't know the consequences of. But moving on from that, I had to go and make some inquiries to make sure, that I wasn't being kicked out. I got in contact with my grandpa, who you guys know from a vlog that I did quite a few years ago now, 5 years ago. And I also got in contact with my uncle Jose, at least he tried to, but of course me and Jose can't get into, or could barely get in contact with each other because, we are friends on Facebook, but the problem is that he lives on the other side of the world. Like, he lives in Hong Kong, I live in the United States, so, it's hard to get in contact and stuff. So, skipping forward to that, I don't even want to talk about this anymore. So, essentially, what happened after that is nothing came of it after a little while, and at this point in time, I don't even think, honestly, that means anything. Because you want to know something? After that Tuesday nights when she had her meltdown, she hasn't spoken about this since. Alright, nothing's been talked about this since. She hasn't said a single word about any of it. Instead, she's been a bit nicer to me. She actually bought me a bag of Doritos and goldfish and treats and stuff. So, I guess that was her way of saying, I'm sorry for yelling at you for no reason. honestly, my best guess is that that was her apology for her meltdown. Because I was now worried, by the way, I should say. After that happened, I got nothing done for the rest of the week. Like, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I got nothing done as far as those days. I was meant to record some NRL races on those days. I wound up getting nothing done because I was so worried. I was like, "What am I gonna get? Is this really the end? Am I gonna get kicked out of the house now?" I'm so glad that never went anywhere beyond Tuesday night. I can't believe it though that she insinuated that. All over the fact that I went with my dad to close a bank account that was serving no purpose. I don't even think there was any. I don't even know anything about that bank account, honestly. Like, I just remember back in January when I set that bank account up, and nothing happened with that bank account after that, ever again. I don't even know what happened with that bank account, honestly. I mean, it's closed now. It's gone now forever, so it doesn't matter anymore. I have another bank account now with Citizens Bank that I'll actually be using when I get a job. So there's that. So yeah. So over recent times, I've lost 2 weeks of productions. You know. Hello, Hammond. What have you been doing? I'm talking about sausages. You're about 51 minutes late. I don't even know. I haven't even checked the Discord since the start of this live stream. So, sausages. And no, Russell, you're the one that owes me money. So yeah. So all thanks to sausages, I lost 2 weeks of production. 1 week because of a broken fan, and the other because of my mum who got mad at me for something stupid, basically. So that's where we're at now. So thanks. I was on track to recording all the races, all the NRL races for the regular season. Now I'm not gonna get to that, which means I'm gonna have to do those at some other point down the line. Yay. Russell, you're the one that needs to watch this live stream. This is important. Well, okay, not watch live stream, but you're gonna have to watch this live stream at some point because this is an important update, alright? Anyways. But that's pretty much my channel update, my live update as of right now. I will come out of more updates later on. Oi! Russell! This is a children's show. You can't say that. Stupid Russell. And you say you managed to close that bank account. Well, like I said, that bank account that I had before with Santander served no purpose at all. So, you know, whatever. Anyways, that's it for updates. I'll come up with more stuff soon, but right now I need to talk about some other things. So yes, now we're going from my own life to just current events. So let's start talking about Tim Tom and Friends Season 25. Yes, sir. It's time for me to talk about Tim Tom the Tank Engine and sausages. Yeah, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Well, I'm not going to spend too much time on any of these next topics, but I want to talk about these topics for the fun of it. So, Season 25, all engines go. More like all engines go away, because this series is going to... Russell! Stop using bad words. This is a children's show, remember? I do apologize for Russell. He's a bit of an idiot. This is why Russell doesn't have moderating abilities right now. Anyway, yeah, so all engines go. I'm not going to talk too much about this because pretty much everything that I have to say about Season 25 has already been said about so many other people. So, so you may wonder, what's my opinion on Season 25? And yeah, it's not that much it's not much different from anybody else's. It's stupid. It's so dumb. And yeah, you thought Big World Big Adventures was bad? Just wait. We're about to get something that is completely different from anything that we've ever had before. I'll tell you what though, I am going to be watching all the stuff with All Engines Go, like the 2021 movie, the 2022 movie, along with season 25 and season 26. Basically all of All Engines Go that we're gonna get, because there's absolutely no way in heck that this is gonna last more than 2 years. But you know what? I'm gonna watch it anyway because I'm curious. All right, I'm curious. You know, I'm just curious just to see just how bad it can get. You know, it's gonna be cringy, it's gonna be dumb, but at least it'll be entertaining. I mean, not entertaining for the right reasons, but it'll be entertaining. So, I can't wait though. I will be honest, I can't wait. I'm just ready for October, for this to come out. And just see just how stupid it is. I will say, there's a lot of content though planned for this. I mean, you've got, even just for this year, you've got a full-length movie, which is 60 minutes long, and then 54 11-minute episodes. Yeah. So this is quite a long shot, almost twice. Wassel. Alright, that's it. You now have one strike. Wassel's misbehaving in my chat now. Very bad. Anyway, yeah. That's a lot though. 54 episodes. Yeah. Actually, around the trivia, apparently the previous longest, like, I actually knew that till season 20 was longest, or had the most amount of episodes at 28, but apparently season 10 also had 28 episodes. Kind of fitting. But, yeah, now we're just going to make 1 billion episodes, 54 episodes, and apparently, though, Tim Tom is going to be the leader of every episode, so, oh god, 54 episodes of Tim Tom being a little child and probably doing stupid stuff. But don't worry, I'm going to watch anyway, because why not? There you are, boss. Now, stop using bad words in my chat, okay? Remember. Alright, you can use badder words in the Discord, but when you're on YouTube, you must behave. So, yeah. Anyway, season 25, I can't wait. And yeah, there's even a bit of season 25 elements on my channel already. You know, if you watch the Daytona 500 weekend in my NRL season, Kana was racing. And yes, Kana will be back. Alright. On to more exciting news. News that I am super excited for. So, Train Sim World. I did a whole talk show about a year ago on the release of thing. Hello, Ruby. I did a whole talk show a year ago on Train Sim World 2. I haven't talked much about Train Sim World 2 since then though, but I am super excited because Train Sim World 2 is going to be getting a new thing called Rush Hour. It's going to be this Rush Hour pack, and guess what one of the routes is? Yes, we're getting the Northeast Corridor from Providence to Boston! Yes! Alright, we're getting my own route, please. We're going to get BTA content in Train Sim World 2! Yes, sir! Alright, yes, sir, we are getting MBTA, officially licensed MBTA content in Train Sim World 2. We're getting the rebuilt F40 and some single-decker coaches with the special cab car. I am super excited. I'm super pumped for this. And I've been avoiding buying Train Sim World for the longest time now, but it's come to a point where I have no excuse. I have to buy this, so I don't know what's going to happen, but as soon as possible, I'm going to be getting Train Sim World 2, the base game, because I have to, and I'm going to get Train Sim World 2 Rush Hour, and I am going to be having quite a lot of fun on the Providence to Boston route. Yes, we're getting... It's insane to me. I can't even believe this is real. We are getting Providence to Boston in Train Sim World 2. Like, this is the route. Wassel, do I need to give you a second strike? I hope not. You better be enjoying the live stream. Also, you say the stream is boring. It's literally just me talking, so Your, your opinion is trash. I don't know why you can't play Trains 2019 or something whilst listening to this live stream, you idiot. Maybe we should give Russell a second strike. Yes. So, anyways, Train Sim World 2, Province of Boston. I'm very excited for this. Of course, got the Aces 64 as well with some Manfleet coaches, but honestly, dude, we're getting the F40 PH3C with some MBTA single deckers. I am super excited. I will say this though. I would be more excited if they also include the MPI MP41, the new one, the one that came out, the one, not the new one, but the MPI locomotive, the one they see everywhere, along with the MBTA double-decker coaches, the Hyundai Rotoms they have. I would be, I mean, I'm excited as is, but I'd be more excited, though, if they include the double-deckers in that locomotive. That's honestly, though, the part that does kind of disappoint me with this add-on. Like, we got the F40, we got some single-deckers, which is cool, but we're not getting double-deckers? Or the MPI, I think, the locomotive? I don't know why. Because I don't know why though. Why? Why can't they include? Or why couldn't they get Why couldn't they get the double decker coaches with the MPI locomotive thing? I don't know. That though does disappoint me a little bit. I really thought for a bit that they were going to include the double deckers, but unfortunately, no double deckers. We're just getting the F40 when and the single deckers, which is still very exciting. I'm still happy that we're finally getting officially licensed MBTA content for a train simulator of any kind. Previously it's just been reskins and third-party stuff. But we're finally getting official MBTA content, which I'm super hyped for. But I will be honest, I would be more hyped if we also got the other things that I mentioned. And one other thing that I found a little bit baffling is they didn't include the MPI 36, the other one, the other one that there's only two of, the one that came from, what's? Let me look it up. I apologize for screwing this up, but I gotta get. I'm a big MBTA commuter rail fanatic, and here I don't know anything about the locomotives or the MPI locomotives. Okay, so. Alright, so the HSP 46, that's the one that we should have been getting, but we're not getting for some reason. And here we go, the MP36PH. AKA a locomotive that is already in the game. Like, what? Yeah, this locomotive is already in Train Sim World 2. It's already there. And yet, for some reason, they decided not to include it. It's like, come on, all they had to do was repaint into the MBTA livery and just include with its pack, but no. So, as excited as I am for the roll, I am a little bit disappointed of the lack of MBTA rolling stock. I mean, I'm still super excited to be grabbing a rebuilt F40 and Train Sim World 2, along with some MBTA coaches as well, but no double-deckers and no HSP 46. That's a little bit disappointing. Now, of course, this is only for the base. Maybe they'll toss us in as DLC, which is actually kind of dumb because why? Why? Why DLC? Why couldn't you just include it in the base game? So that's dumb. And it sounds like we're also getting a slightly reworked AS64 with this pack. So, actually, having said that, we'll also have the AS64 available for the paint editor now, which is pretty cool. And it also includes, fine enough, it also includes the Brighton mainline, which I will say I'm also pretty excited for. We're getting the Brighton mainline with the Class 377 and also the Class 387. I'm also pretty excited for this. Not as I said, it's Province of Boston, but I'm pretty excited for the Brighton mainline as well. We're also getting an official Class 387, which is another train, that we're getting first party for the first time. Because previously the best Class 387 we had before was a reskin for Train Simulator, and those were done quite a while ago. So I'm happy that we are going to be getting a proper Class 387 for Train Sim World, which is pretty cool. I'm actually quite excited to be driving the Galway Express in Train Sim World too. But not as excited as I am to be driving an F40, an MBTA. And it's, by the way, another thing though I should mention is that this game is titled Rush Hour. You know what that means, right? This is Province of Boston. That means Forest Hill is going to be on the route. You know, this means we can do Rush Hour virtual rail fanning and Train Sim World 2 at Forest Hills. That is going to be really exciting. I'm also really excited to do that as well. So, you know, I'm going to be getting Train Sim World 2. I'm unfortunately I also going to get the base game, but I'll be getting the base game along with the Rush Hour pack. I'm gonna have all this stuff, but honestly, I think I'm just gonna play on the Province of Boston route for all the time that I play this game. I mean, I'll go on the Galway Express route a bit as well, but Province of Boston, I can't say no. All right. Now we're gonna be going to Providence and Boston South Station in Train Sim World 2. Yes. So, I'm super hyped about that. I cannot wait. And right now, we really have, well, we don't have that many screenshots. We just have the thing. We haven't actually seen the F48 in Train Sim World 2, so I'm definitely quite excited for when we do get more screenshots of the route and the rolling slack. It's like, yeah, it's so exciting! Yes! Alright. So, that's cool. But now it's for some other exciting news. So that's enough for trains. We're now going over to the world of motorsports, and it's time to talk about NASCAR. Mostly talk about what this. First up, though, the next generation car was recently unveiled. I have to say, it looks utterly amazing. So, yeah, very big day for NASCAR. It happened on May 5th, which doesn't even feel like that long ago. I think it's already May 18th. But yeah, NASCAR next generation car was unveiled recently. It looks amazing, especially that Camaro. Oh, that Camaro is beautiful. I absolutely cannot wait to have my own one of those in NR 2003 or 4 or some game. Apparently, they already have the next generation cars in iRacing, but I don't have iRacing because it's bleeding expensive. But I can tell you this, though. When the next gen car comes to some cheaper games like NR 2003 or some other racing sim that is actually affordable, I will be getting that as soon as possible. That being said, I especially can't wait for when it comes to NR 2003. And yeah, the mod makers, they're already getting started. There's already a couple next gen mods in the works, and I absolutely cannot wait for the day that they release. Now, with that in mind, of course, there will be no 2022 NRL Skittles Cup Series season, so unfortunately, I won't be able to use the next generation cars for a full season, but I do have a little something smaller planned for that. So, I'm not going to say what it is yet, though, but that's going to be very exciting, and I am quite hyped to do that when the time comes. So, next generation car, overall super excited, and I especially can't wait for the actual 2022 NASCAR Cup Series season now, because, if this all works out, we're in for some of the best racing in years. You know, that's not to say we've had some bad races this season, but, you know, it's going to be otherworldly, you know, when the next generation car is actually on the track, you know. Now, I guess my whole opinion on the next generation car. I do think it is a recipe for success, but I'm going to save my final judgments for when we actually see 40 of these things out on the racetrack for the first time. So, of course, first race for these next-gen cars will be the 2022 Daytona 500. That is an event that I'm not super excited for. I might even be going, maybe. Well, maybe, actually. That race might actually clash with a little something else I had planned, but we'll see. So, overall, 2022 looking like a very exciting NASCAR Cup Series season, but that's not to say 2021 hasn't been exciting. Oh no, 2021, even with the Generation 6 car, the not so good car, there's still been some pretty good races this year. Of course, not all of them have been good, but there have been some good ones that I've found myself to enjoy, you know? Daytona 500. Well, Daytona 500 was a bit lackluster. Um, Daytona Road Course, that was pretty fun. Homestead, oh, that was very good race. Really enjoyed that, especially seeing William Byron win. And then see Kyle Larson win the fun week at Las Vegas. That race, I don't remember that. You know, I think that race was pretty good as well, but I can't remember how that race went. But Kyle Larson, that was so cool, by the way. By the way, I should mention I'm a Kyle Larson fan. Before you get your tinfoil hats out, I've been a Kyle Larson fan for a long time now, ever since 2016. Back when he used to drive for Ganassi. But I like Kyle Larson, and honestly, he kind of has exceeded my expectations this season. Like, I was expecting Kyle Larson to run fine, but I didn't expect him to be contending for wins on a regular basis. Like, it seems almost every week, Kyle Larson has been, running well, running for the win. And, despite only having won a single race this season, he should have 4 wins by now. He won Las Vegas, but he should have won Kansas or wherever that race was, where they had the it was Kansas. He should have won Kansas. He should have won Darlington. He should have won just the last race at Dover. So, Kyle Larson, he's got 1 win, which is pretty good, but honestly, I think he should have 4 wins, really. Oh well. I hope those sponsors come knocking on the door, though, because, it is kind of a shame that Kyle Larson has to run unsponsored, but I think when Kyle Larson begins to win more, get more eyes on him, I think that's when the sponsors are going to be knocking on the door once again, Like, I understand that, the sponsors don't really want to jump on Kyle Larson because of, what happened last year, but I think that once Kyle Larson is able to heal up the wounds, those sponsors are going to come knocking on the doors, and, yeah. Who knows? Kyle Larson might be your 2021 NASCAR Cup Series champion. I know it's a bit of a stretch to say right now, but I honestly think that Kyle Larson is a championship contender this season. That's insane, because he didn't run any Cup races. Well, he only ran the first 4 Cup races last season before, of course, the whole thing happened. But even then, Kyle Larson has been absolutely amazing. Like, better than I could have ever expected. He definitely would have won Dover if it wasn't for some stupid cautions. But he still came home with the top 4, which is still a very good result. And can I just say, just this past Sunday's Dover race, where Hendrick Motorsports finished 1, 2, 3, 4. That was so cool to see. I will say, Kyle Larson, he's been very good this season, but Hendrick Motorsports as a whole has been really good this season. Hendrick Motorsports, they've been lackluster. Alright, they've been lackluster for the past few seasons, but this season, they're back. Alright? Like, Elliott, Byron, Bowman, and Larson, they're on fire. Alright? This whole team. Also, they've started to say Chase Elliott is the weakest link, which I disagree. I think you're wrong if you say that. Chase Elliott is not the weakest link at all. In fact, there is no weakest link at Hendrick Motorsports because they are back. And it was good to see it because Hendrick Motorsports is ultimately my favorite team in the NASCAR Cup Series. Like, Hendrick Motorsports, it's a team that I rooted for back in the day, and it's a team that I'm gonna root for forever and always because, especially this year, they got all 4 of their drivers are on fire this season. Especially Bowman. Bowman has 2 wins now, which is pretty cool. 48 car has been back to victory lane now twice, which is cool. I mean, technically, it's actually that 80. It's technically the 88 car from last season, but still impressive. So, Alex Bowman, he only had this year on his contract, but I think that contract extension for Alex Bowman is going to be happening pretty soon. And honestly, I think Alex Bowman is going to be at Hendrick Motorsports for a long time to come. And that makes me very happy. Also, yeah, Ally, after spending a couple years with Jimmy Johnson, and, Jimmy Johnson in the twilight years couldn't do anything, now that they're with Alex Bowman, who is actually a winning driver. So, I'm happy for any more sports. Chase Elliott, though, unfortunately for him, he still has yet to get a win this season. But we're going to Circuit of the Americas this weekend, and that's a road course. And I think Chase Elliott has a pretty good shot at winning there. Yes, sir. And yeah, I don't think we can really. I don't think we can really doubt Chase Elliott's ability in road courses. I mean, he won the first ever race or full cup race on the Daytona Road Course, and he would have won the Daytona Road Course race in February as well. But then NASCAR won that entertainment over sport, and then that didn't really work out for Chase Elliott, which sucks because Chase Elliott could have gotten his first win of the season right in the second race of the season at the Daytona Road Course, and that went away. But I'm not complaining for the most part though, because you know who did win that race? Christopher Bell. And I should say I'm also a Christopher Bell fan. I like him a lot. I'm surprised how early on he got his first win of the season. I will say though, Christopher Bell, he hasn't been the best driver as of recent. But maybe he's just saucing a bit. Maybe he's just getting used to it. You know, of course this is Christopher Bell's first season at Joe Gibbs Racing, second season in the Cup Series. So I'll give him a bit of time. But still seeing Bell win at the Daytona Road Course was pretty cool. Also, Ty Gibbs. Can I say I almost forgot about Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs also has been very impressive. I am a Ty Gibbs fan forever now. And, you know, Ty Gibbs only has one win, but I guarantee you he would have more wins if he didn't start so far back in the field. Like, we're going to COTA. Actually, next couple weeks are going to have full practice and qualifying sessions. I'm not actually sure if Ty Gibbs is going to be at Circuit of the Americas or Charlotte. If he is, though, I think it might be a lock for a win. You know? I mean, Ty Gibbs probably would have won at Darlington if he didn't get a speeding penalty. You know, winning an unsponsored machine. Oh, well. I'm sure Ty Gibbs would win more of them, and I'm sure Ty Gibbs will be full-time in Xfinity soon enough, and we'll be going to 23XI Racing. Well, I say that. I actually wonder where Ty Gibbs is going to go into the Cup Series. I was about to question Truex, but Truex, you know, Martin Truex this year, he's got 3 wins on the season. So I don't really see Truex retiring anytime soon. I think he's going to continue to be at Joe Gibbs Racing for quite a while. In fact, I don't really see any of those Joe Gibbs guys racing or retiring for you know, a while. So, I definitely do wonder where Ty Gibbs is going to go to the Cup Series. You might say 23XI Racing, and that's possible, but I don't know. I would think that Ty Gibbs would go to like the mothership Joe Gibbs team. Unless, here's an interesting thought: what if Denny Hamlin goes to 23XI Racing for himself and racing for his own team? I don't know. Maybe in the future, but we'll see where that goes. So, yeah. Alright, so that's NASCAR. Also, F1 has been happening this year. I did watch the first few races of the season, but I didn't watch Catalonia. Of course, Catalonia, though, happened to be an exciting, well, a semi-exciting race for once. You know, I didn't watch the Catalonia race, the Spanish Grand Prix. I didn't watch that this year because I watched last year and it was boring. So that's why I didn't watch it this year, and apparently it wasn't entirely boring this year. So, cool. I guess the way these races need to be exciting is just for me to not watch them. By the way, apparently Monaco is next. I'm not going to be watching that one either, because Monaco sucks. That's going to annoy a lot of people, but I don't think Monaco is a good racetrack. It's narrow, it's stupid. I mean, okay, maybe that does have to do with the cars. You know, these cars that they're racing right now in F1 are massive. So maybe with the next generation F1 cars for next season, maybe Monaco will be a better race. But I'm not expecting anything out of this year's race. So I'm not going to be watching this year's race. In fact, I haven't actually watched Monaco for a while. I did watch 2018 was the last year I watched. I didn't watch in 2019 because I knew it was going to be a boring race. And then the race didn't even happen at all in 2020 because of China. But it's going to be happening this year, but I won't be watching it because it's probably going to be a boring race. Yeah. Sorry, Michael fans, but I don't care for I don't care for Monaco anymore. Sorry. Okay, and IndyCar as well. I haven't been able to watch a full IndyCar race yet, because every time IndyCars race, they always have to clash with another race, like either going up against a Cup race or a Xfinity Series race. So, I haven't been able to pay full attention to an IndyCar. Oh, except for St. Petersburg. I did watch the full St. Petersburg race, which was actually an interesting race. I actually kind of liked St. Petersburg. But that's the only IndyCar race that I've watched in its entirety. All the other races I've had to flip between that race and the and whatever NASCAR race is going on. So, hey, NBC, can you stop showing IndyCar at the same time as NASCAR? Stupid. So, yeah. Oh yeah, Indianapolis Grand Prix. I didn't even pay much thanks to that race at all. Apparently, Roman Grosjean got on a pole and led for a number of laps, but then someone else won. Rinus VK got his first win. So yay, cool. Yeah. So apparently, next race is the Indy 500. Luckily, though, it's gonna be the biggest spectacle in racing. So there'll be nothing while that race is going on. So I'll definitely be paying full attention to the Indy 500, even though it's probably gonna be another boring race like it has been for the past few years now with this garbage RO18 IndyCar thingy. I'm not expecting much, but I'll watch it anyways because it's just the Indy 500. So yeah, and that's literally why I'm watching, because it's the Indy 500. If there's any other race, I wouldn't even care that much. So yeah. Okay, so that's it for motorsports for now. Okay. That's it for mainstream motorsports. Now we're going to short track racing. So, I've now gone to two different races, or two different events this season. I went to the Thompson Icebreaker 125 back in April 9th, I think it was, and then a couple weeks after that, I went to Stafford Speedway for the Spring Sizzler event, the one that happened, the Saturday race. Specifically went to Saturday race because my man Tyler Tomasi was racing in the Grand State Pro Stock Tour race and unfortunately sucked in that race, but it happens. And yeah, I went to Stafford Speedway. Stafford Speedway, track that I had never been to before, and turns out Stafford Speedway isn't even that far away from home, funnily enough, like, okay, it's still quite far, still an hour and a half drive. Ow. Oh, goodness. I banged. But yeah, Stafford Speedway. It is still kind of a distance, I guess. It's twice as far away as Thompson Speedway. Like it's further into Connecticut and stuff. So, there's that. But the whole reason why I went to Stafford, well, for one reason, because it's a good new track, but you may have heard of this thing called the Superstar Racing Experience. And I might as well say it. I'm going to the race in Stafford in June 12th. Yes! Like, this is going to be something else. Like, this honestly is on the same hype level as the Train Sim World 2 Providence to Boston route. Because I get to see, I don't even have to travel that far away from home to see some legends racing. I'm with like Tony Stewart, Bill Elliott, Elliot Castroneves, all these legendary race car drivers with this legendary status, as well as Doug Coby and whoever the celebrity guys is gonna be that hasn't been confirmed yet as of right now. So with that in mind, I am super excited though for the SRX event. I bought the tickets, so we're going. I actually got the tickets like when they went on sale, like the last time when they got all sold out. Because apparently they sold the first tickets back in January. Then they sold some more tickets in, I think it was April. But that time, tickets were sold out. I actually didn't even know that they were selling tickets in the first place, by the way, back in January. You know, it wasn't until after a while that I signed up for the alert thing, but then they sold a bit more tickets, and I think it was April. It was yeah, tickets that time sold out in 3 minutes. So I couldn't get any tickets from them, but that was okay because not too long ago came the final time that they were going to be selling some tickets, and I got it. Yes, sir. Got a couple tickets. When they went on sale on Monday morning. I actually panicked and accidentally bought 4 tickets. I got 2 orders. Luckily, though, I was able to reverse one of the orders and get a refund. Of course, that's one of the orders. The other one, the other order, of course, still went through. So tickets are coming in the mail, and I'm going to Stafford on the day of that race, and I'm super excited for that. So, yeah. I doubt anyone that's also going to the event is going to see this live stream, so whatever, I guess. But yeah, I am super excited to go to the SRX race on June 12th, Saturday night. It's gonna be a very fun day. I'm excited. Let's do this. And that's it. Actually, we're done. That's everything I have to talk about. I think. Yeah, that's all we have to talk about at the moment. Other things. No, nothing really. Yeah. That's all I have to talk about, actually. Yeah. So there you go. The Star scene went on for an hour and a half. Longer than I expected, but yeah, that's okay. But yeah, that's it actually. That's all I really have to talk about at the very moment. There really isn't much else I can say. There was some, you know what? There were some other things that I was thinking about talking about, but I think this live has gone on for long enough. I don't really need to say much more. So that's updates, other things, and yeah, really not much else I can talk about really. Yeah. Tell you what, anything that I forgot to talk about in this live stream, I might talk about on Thursday stream while I'm playing some Train Sim. So, yes. Alright, well, that's it for today. Again, if there's anything else that you want me to talk about, leave in the comments down below, or leave me a reply in the community tab, or join Discord server, whatever. There's a billion ways to reach me. But, whatever you need, just contact me, leave a comment, whatever, anything. I'm always available, and yeah, so that's it for this live stream. Hope you guys have enjoyed this live stream. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in whatever I make next.